This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Well, fall weather is finally here, and the Lancer Locker is here to stay. My name is Tel Tanner. We have got a lot to talk about when it comes to Mount Marty University athletics today. First off, we've got two guests coming in, both from the Mount Marty University football program. It's homecoming week. We spoke with one of the co-offensive coordinators, Josh Lewis. He is the offensive play caller, works with the position groups as well. And I had a bone to pick with him. We had something we had to settle, and we aired it out this morning. I spoke with him a little earlier today, as well as John Micheletti, the head coach of the Mount Marty football team. We were able to speak all about the game Saturday, as well as the upcoming rivalry game with Dakota Wesleyan. The Lancers this Saturday, 6 p.m., are playing their in-state rival in Dakota Wesleyan, and that is going to be a fun game. I tell you what, Dakota Wesleyan last year were able to get the better of the Lancers in a very close one-score game. The Lancers lost that game and the next game against Jamestown by a combined 7 points, trying to get them back this week and next week, as they have the exact same two on the schedule. So the Lancers did fall to 2-3 Saturday. They were shut out by the number one team in the nation in Northwestern. Look back to get back in the win column as they host the 4-1 Dakota Wesleyan Tigers for their Lancer Days game. Kickoff 6 p.m. Saturday. We will be there for that one, Steve Toom and myself on KYNT, KYNT V. Continue on with our week in review for Mount Marty athletics. Mount Marty volleyball also fell over the weekend. They fell to 9-10 on the year. They were defeated in 3 sets by Jamestown, which is the defending national champs, on Saturday. Allie Whitmire tallied 17 assists and an ace in the loss, while Julia Weber led the team in kills with 6. And the Lancers are going to be on the road Wednesday. They travel to Sioux City, Iowa for a meeting with Morningside. The Mount Marty men's and women's soccer programs were swept by Briarcliff over the weekend as well. The men fell 7-3. Women were defeated 6-1. Both teams will be at home their next match, hosting Northwestern College Wednesday at Crane Youngworth Field. Make sure you go support the Lancers Wednesday evening. Kickoff 5 p.m. for the men. Women 7:15 is when they're scheduled. It'll just be after the men's game. We'll keep it rolling with a couple more Mount Marty sports. First off, cross country competed in the Wildcat Classic in Wayne, Nebraska Friday. Lancer men finished second in the event. Women took home 5th. Ethan Fritzinger was the top finisher for the Lancer men as he took home 5th individually, while Jordan Fisher was the highest finisher for the women in 20th. Mount Marty's next going to be competing at Briarcliff in the Briarcliff Invite on October 7th. Last but not least, Mount Marty men's and women's golf. They're both going to begin the 2-day Hastings Invite today in Hastings, Nebraska. Day 1 of the invite scheduled to begin this morning. Day 2 tomorrow. We'll have results on KYNT over the next couple of days on that one. That's your week in review for Mount Marty University athletics. Let's go ahead and take a break here on the Lancer Locker. When we come back, we're going to go to those 2 interviews I had this morning with the head coach and one of the offensive coordinators for the Mount Marty Lancers football program. We had a lot to talk about. John Micheletti and I spoke all about the Lancers, and he, of course, had comments on the Denver Broncos, which is my team, which was unfortunate. Josh Lewis and I, who is the offensive coordinator, we're both fans, so John was having himself a good time. And coming up in a couple of minutes, I had a bone to pick with Josh this morning. All of that coming up on the Lancer Locker here in a couple of minutes. It's KYNT.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Tiffany Tucson at Aztec in Yankton. We want our employees to thrive and succeed. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. The team continues to grow. We have openings in a variety of departments. Sign-on bonuses, double overtime, immediate benefits like retirement, savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursements, and more. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by 700 West 21st Street or apply at aztecjobs.com.
I used to vape to deal with stress, but I was stressed when I didn't use it, had trouble focusing. Then I quit. Coach Nick had great tips, really helped.
I thought vaping was safer than smoking, but I was still inhaling so many chemicals. Walking around the campus left me winded. It's not worth risking my health. Thanks to the Quit Line, I'm 3 months vape-free.
Use a Quit Line coach, and you are 2 times more likely to stay quit. There's no better way to quit. Make your quit stick. Call 1-866-SD-QUITS now. You're going to love your quit.
Caring for the land is one of the most important, fulfilling things a person can do. If you're looking to add more land to your ag operation or refinance existing debt, Dakota Mac can help. For 30 years now, they've been providing long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. To make things easy, Dakota Mac has an experienced specialist in your area.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Are you looking to buy or sell your home, but not sure where to start? I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. With almost 20 years of experience and a passion for finding the perfect match, I'll work hard for you, answer all your questions along the way, and make it stress-free. Call me at 605-664-5555, and let's get you moving.
James and I are having a beef.
About which Runza burger is best.
It's the savory Swiss mushroom. Hands down.
No, it's the double cheeseburger. 2 burgers, better than 1, 'cause math.
The spicy Jack burger is also good.
True. Wait, why are we fighting?
I forget. Come get your favorite Runza burger today, because Runza makes it all better.
Runza, now in Yankton at 3206 Broadway Avenue.
Oh, we are back on the Lancer Locker, now sitting here with one of the co-offensive coordinators for the Mount Marty Lancers, Josh Lewis, the guy who calls the plays on the offensive side of the ball. And as promised, we're going to air some things out here today, Josh, because I got a bone to pick with you. I have been drinking way too many energy drinks, and it's your fault. It's your fault.
I'm sorry about that.
You should be. I got a couple of Celsius in the booth here as I am waking up here on Monday. We're having this talk and Monday morning, and I'm upset with you.
I bet you feel great, though.
I feel so great. I have so much energy for now, and then I won't later.
Just got to keep drinking some water in there and hit some spacers. You'll be all right.
So the reason I bring this up, last year on the Lancer Locker, we talked about this. I think you were, a 3 energy drink a day kind of guy where you get in there and you drink and that's just how you get through the day.
Yeah, I've cut back a little bit this year down to just 2 morning, and then the afternoon right before practice, I'll make sure I have another one, and then same thing on game day, just 2. So,
just 2.
Just cut back just a little bit.
You've cut back to only 2 energy drinks.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that you say that as cutting back.
Yeah, it's cutting back for sure.
It's cutting back for you. All right, favorite flavors?
Orange is good, and then the peach one is good. It's really good.
All right. Well, anyways, I wanted to air that out with you because I'm mad at you for that. And we will see if it's all going to come down to how I forgive you of how this season goes.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of games left, so I guess we'll figure it out. Yeah. Big one upcoming. It's homecoming. Dakota Wesleyan coming to town. You got the in-state rival for Lancer Days. That's got to be exciting.
Yes, it is. It's awesome. Our guys we had a good team meeting yesterday about it and getting their mentality on the right path there. So I'm excited for practice this week to see how serious we're going to be.
And as mentioned, how serious you're going to be. Obviously, there's a lot of distractions this week. A lot of festivities going on with Lancer Days. Obviously, there's guys on the homecoming court. There's people. Obviously, the Lord and Lady Marvin is going to be interesting. Yep. And then, obviously, you got your game Saturday. Some of these guys are going to have to miss a lot of the festivities because of practice. We spoke post game with Coach Micheletti on Saturday about avoiding those distractions. What's that going to look like this week?
I know, today we're starting off. We don't practice today, but there's a pep rally, to start the week, and I know that stuff's fun for the guys, but it's really just trying to stay on the same routine that we've been in. You don't want to get out of routine, and really just focusing on. And we talked about it yesterday in the team meeting too. Coach Micheletti mentioned it about how to eliminate distractions, whether that's just taking extra time of, getting teammates together and watching film. Just don't do anything out of the ordinary just because it is homecoming week. Stay on the path of what you're doing, don't allow that, extra noise to become something that's a distraction, essentially, is just staying focused on your tasks.
I've talked with Coach Micheletti and a couple of players at length about the game day process and how weird it's been this year as your fourth home game is going to be your fourth night game.
Yeah.
And they have different start times. You had a 5 o'clock, a 7 o'clock. This is a 6 o'clock. Yeah. So what is your game day routine on these night games where you have all day?
We usually in the morning, we'll get them up. There's a team stretch, and then I'll be in the office, and I usually look over the call sheet one more time just to make sure, and you have all day to get all the paper stuff done. And then we'll have a offensive meeting in the afternoon, but building up to that, it's making sure all the operations of the game that we need, game balls, scribes, all that stuff that we have to be responsible for to get that done. And then when you're waiting all day, it's kind of fun to either, we have buddies across the profession playing other NAIA schools that they're playing a day game. We get to watch that. We'll put up, other GPAC games that are on, or if there's big time college football games on, we'll just kind of relax our brains and watch that. And because you can't get overly focused on what our game is, especially when you have to wait all day, because it'll drain you. So a little bit of just relaxation, kind of, you don't like to wait all day. I'm a fan of night games. I like the build up to it. That's just my personal preference of it. And it is kind of fun to be around the office with the guys or players will come around to in that dead time to watch other games, eat some food, and just kind of relax and wait. So
one of the things that we talked about before we turned the mics on was your process of scouting the opposing team and when you're able to get the play sheet in for this next week of kind of what your game plan is going to be. And a lot of that's done on Sundays, which is very nice as a Broncos fan because you don't get to watch the games. I am also a Broncos fan. I did have to watch that game yesterday, and I'm getting clowned throughout the office. Everybody likes to come up to me and say, "Let's ride."
It was a tough day yesterday for that, for sure.
Oh my gosh. John Micheletti walks in and instantly starts going after me. I assume he's been going after you all day.
He's left me alone. I think he was just waiting until we were in here together to pop some stuff off. So
of course he did. Anyways, let's talk about that Dakota Wesleyan game and getting ready on the offensive side of the ball. As you talk about your game plan going into a very good Dakota Wesleyan team that has really turned things around from last year, especially on that offensive side of the ball, and their defense is very good too. How are you prepping for them?
Yeah, for us, it's about focusing on us. I think that's one thing that, we've played 5 games. We did go through a gauntlet of the last 3 games, and it's what I was telling the guys yesterday. Like, you have to look through those 3 and realize like they made us better. We got better at stuff that, from the eye of a stand. Someone in the stands that probably doesn't see like what we're focusing on. Those things we did get better at. There are things we still need to fix. And a big thing of that is, our goal is only have 4 negative yard plays a game. And we had to do our midseason analysis, and I ran that report last night, and we are way above our average. We're actually averaging 11.6 negative plays a game. So that's not good. So that's one thing that we need to fix. Whether it's, and most of them are self-inflicted wounds. That's been one thing that's been pretty evident the last 3 weeks, that whenever we're in rhythm and just gaining positive yards, whether it's 2 yards, 3 yards on first and second down, we drive the ball. It's a false start or a penalty or bad timing on the snap, bad mesh, and we get behind the sticks, and that was really evident on Saturday when it's 2nd and 27 from self-inflicted wounds, it's kind of hard to move the ball. But that's one thing that we talked about a lot yesterday, and the guys get it. And it just comes down to focus and just doing your job with the simple stuff. If we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, I'm very confident, and they're confident too, that we can just move the ball steadily down the field. And so that's one thing that we are harping on this week for sure.
One of the things that Steve and I noticed on Saturday really seemed to be trying to get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback a little bit quicker. Is that going to be part of the plan moving forward? Get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback, let your playmakers do some work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a really talented receiving core. Jonah Miyazawa, Rex Ryken at that hybrid tight end spot, and then Fitzgerald and Hansen are both very, very good quality players too. Even, with Isaiah coming out of the backfield, he's been a very good receiving threat for us too. A lot of times defenses lose the back, and he's a part of our passing scheme. So getting the ball in the quarterback's hand is big. It also helps with protection, helps O-line out, good quick reads. And so we're doing different things to, whether it's a lot of protection, so we have a lot of time in theory, or it's more of quicker throws, quicker reads, And then Ken's also really good with his legs, and I know that's been evident too, to where if they, the defense, that happened a couple of times a game, they rush 3, drop 8, it's going to be hard to find a passing window. But if you can escape up through the pocket and get yards and go scamper for 8 yards, like that's just as good. Now it's 2nd and 2. If we just got to be able to do those things efficiently, not just pick and choose when to do it. So.
Wanted to talk about Rex Ryken for a moment. Obviously, the Yankton native was able to come back for another year, which Lancer fans were very happy about. Defenses seem to really be keying on him this year.
Yeah.
Seems like they've taken notice of him. How are you scheming up more creative ways to get him involved?
Moving him around a little bit, trying to hide him with certain formations and motions where it turns it, it adjusts our coverage scheme, and the matchup is what we want. There were times even in our game on Saturday that he's open. He's wide open. We're missing him, and that's getting frustrating, to be honest. So, but Rex is awesome. I love that kid. I mean, never complains. He smiles. He just nods his head like he doesn't ever get down about it. And he just lines up and does the next play and believes it'll keep happening. That we'll eventually find him, and we need to. So.
Well, Coach Lewis, I appreciate you taking the time to come talk with me today. You got Dakota Wesleyan Saturday, that in-state rivalry game. I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to watch it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Go have another energy drink. It's the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Let's take a couple minutes, come back with the head coach, John Micheletti, in a couple seconds.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
It's called the Gale Detail. When you purchase your next beautiful ride at Lewis & Clark Ford, it'll be Gale detailed before it leaves the lot. It's the reason why the vehicles at Lewis & Clark Ford look so darn good in your driveway. So, when you're ready for the Gale Detail, make an appointment at Lewis & Clark Ford and your ride will be so clean and pristine. The appointment number is 605-664-2000. That's 664-2000 at Lewis & Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol, Yankton. Get that appointment made now.
Looking for the perfect meal that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Boss's Pizza and Chicken. At Boss's Pizza and Chicken, they're serving up piping hot, mouth-watering pizzas with all of your favorite toppings. And that's not all. The crispy roasted chicken is a taste sensation that will keep you coming back for more. Whether you're dining in with family and friends or enjoying a night in, order Boss's Pizza and Chicken of Yankton, where every bite is a moment of pure satisfaction.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan, fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Most of us have an idea about the type of home we want to live in, a decorative vision. Whether it's a traditional residence inspired by a specific period, or a minimalist model of function and efficiency, or a cool boho pad filled with plant life and earthy decor, you deserve to have the home you want. And at Slumberland, we want to help you achieve it. Live in the home you dream about. See us at Slumberland in Yankton, 2401 Broadway.
Powerful changes occur when people unite. At United Way of Greater Yankton, we unite people to activate positive change and to make lives better. Help us build a brighter future for all through access to healthcare, basic needs, a good education, and financial stability. Learn more about United Way of Greater Yankton, our mission, our programs, and how you can help online at yanktonyunitedway.org. Together, united, we are building a brighter future for all.
Back on the Lancer Locker, my name's Tel Tanner. We just spoke with one of the offensive coordinators of the Mount Marty Lancers, Coach Josh Lewis. Thanks for coming in to him. And then we can now go to the head coach of the program in John Micheletti. John, it has been a gauntlet the past couple of weeks, toughest 3-game stretch of anybody in the nation. You had a couple of close games there. The Morningside game was certainly very fun to watch. A tougher game against the number one team in the nation in Northwestern. What are some of the things that you were able to learn in the last couple weeks with a 2-3 record now going into homecoming?
Yeah, I think it's a great outlook on how our guys are able to improve. And it's tough when you're not seeing, instant gratification coming back, but seeing our guys having some success against some of those top teams, not only in our conference but in the nation, is reassuring to our guys that they're doing the right thing and they continue to plug along. Our guys did a much better job over the last couple of weeks of coming together as a team. That's one thing you want to see, especially when first two games go good and you're seeing some success, and then you're going against a couple ranked opponents. You're hoping to have an upset. Things don't happen. It can easily turn negative, but our guys were able to, keep our guys' heads up, show the love for each other and be able to continue on. And now we're looking forward to this back half of the schedule.
Let's go through something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and one of the most important things of that gauntlet was staying healthy. You told me that 3 weeks ago, that if you're able to stay healthy through these 3 weeks, you're going to have a real shot to get some good wins these next couple of weeks that you're now in. So give me the injury report. There were 3 guys that I want to highlight, obviously, Ellis, Baptista, and Breon that all went down. Can I get an update on those guys?
Yeah, Breon looked good to be able to come back this week. He went through workouts yesterday. Just looked like a little bit of some back spasms and stuff like that, and I believe that was the first time he's ever felt anything like that, so it's kind of nerve-wracking. I understand that, and unfortunately, I deal with those often. So yeah, I know exactly.
Experienced with the back issues,
exactly. Yeah, probably logging this big head around all the time. They probably compresses my lower spine.
All right.
But Ellis is going to be week to week, just kind of strengthening his leg and all that stuff, and hopefully he can come back. And then Gabe, looking to get him back in the next couple of weeks with his forearm issue and all that stuff. So getting a nice little hard cast on that, and we should be good to go.
Sounds pretty fortunate, able to come out of that with the majority of your guys ready to play.
Yeah, you never really want to see injuries, obviously, but you understand that there's going to be some bumps and some bruises throughout the season. It's a physical sport, and it's a very tough conference. You're going to be in some heavyweight boxing matches each and every week. So I think a lot of that also goes to, how our staff operates and prepares for practice, whether that's, Sarah Shippey and Colin Muth as our trainers, or whether that's Rosie and his staff, strength staff, or, just us coaches kind of talking stuff through of how we need to get through practice. Do we need to make it a lesser contact practice? Can we speed things up? Different things, different emphasis of each practice. So there's a lot that goes into that of keeping the guys healthy, that's for sure. And obviously you don't want to take anything away from them. They have to understand, hey, I got to spend some more time in the training room, eat the right things, and get some good rest as well.
Talk about heavyweight boxing matches. Obviously, you played those 3 teams, and now you go into a game with Dakota Wesleyan. They had a tough year last year, a lot of injuries to that team. This year, they're healthy, and they look different with getting all those guys back. They're 4-1. They beat Midland at home for their homecoming. They just went to Concordia and won. This Dakota Wesleyan team looks very different. How you prepping?
Yeah, they definitely have had a good start to their season. Our guys are definitely motivated for this one. This is one that they've had circled on the calendar since it came out, obviously being a rivalry game, and one that kind of we let slip away last year. Reflecting on games in the past, there's games that you lose, and there's games that you lose the game because of you, not because you got beat. And that's kind of one that we look back on last year, and that we could reflect on it and make better choices this next year. So I know our guys are hungry. They're a good team. They got a very good running back. Their quarterback's hot right now, making a lot of good choices. And then Keel Nelson will also be able to stretch the field there offensively. And they got obviously our All-American returning there at safety, and DeYoung, and some pretty tall, lengthy D linemen up front. So we'll have our hands full, but we're excited to get after it.
Coach, the next 2 weeks is something that we noticed on Saturday that is kind of an interesting thing. The next 2 weeks, Dakota Wesleyan and Jamestown, the same 2 teams that were the final 2 games of the year last year. I believe it was a combined 7 points in those 2 losses. We spoke at length about those at the end of the season, how they ended the season on a note that kind of left that bad taste in your mouth. Do you think about that going in the next 2 weeks and kind of getting that back?
100%, and it's like looking back on the last 3 games and those prepping us for these ones, is allowing those not to be a hangover, but allowing those to, prep you physically, mentally, emotionally even for these games, because, there's only so many games you get in a year, and you don't want to overlook a game or anything like that. So being able to take them seriously, having a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth definitely motivates you for this week.
Talk about a lot of games in the season. There's even going to be question marks of what happens next year. There's a new addition to the Great Plains Athletic Conference. I wanted to ask you about that. Waldorf is coming in. All sports. We knew they came over in soccer and knew they were trying. Now it's official. So that's going to be interesting. You've got 11 teams to play in 11 weeks. You've already obviously got a date with Culver Stockton in Missouri next year. Do you know how that's going to work yet, or is everything still kind of being worked out?
Yeah, no, we're excited to get Waldorf in the conference. I think anything getting more teams in the GPAC is good. And as we talked even earlier in the summer when all the stuff was happening with the D1s, like there's always going to be a trickle-down effect even to the NAI, whether that's transfer portal or whether that's conference realignment. We're excited to have them. I think they fit the mold pretty well. Another Iowa team. They're going to be a little bit further away, but a little bit closer than Jamestown. But to answer your question, we're still kind of trying to work out how the schedule will kind of look next year. I know there's been some other rumors going around with other schools and stuff like that. So we're kind of just focusing on this year, and we'll see after the season kind of how everything else kind of pans out.
It's going to be interesting in how it works, but the overall, it's got to be good for the GPAC. Schools want to join. That's a good thing.
It's a good conference to join. I think Corey Westford does a great job of running the whole thing there, and obviously it's a competitive conference, and with the new rules for football, at least sending more teams there, I think it's good for the GPAC as well, because hopefully we can get 3 teams in there each and every year.
Let's talk about this upcoming week now with Dakota Wesleyan in practice this week. I spoke with one of your offensive coordinators, in Josh Lewis, earlier. He said that you're going to be focusing on yourselves. What are some of those things that you're really going to be trying to fix or sharpen in this week of practice?
Yeah, it's really the fundamental basics of ball security. Making sure that we finish blocks through the whistle. There's a couple times they're looking back at the game that if we just had a block for an extra second, then maybe it could have sprung Zay or sprung Trevor on a screen, something like that gets those hidden yardage. It's always the hidden yardage game that most people tie to special teams, but you can tie it to defense, you can tie it to offense of, get an extra hat to the ball there in defense and make sure they don't gain that extra yard. So, really want to make sure we always want to focus on ourselves, because you can't control what they do. You can only kind of control what we have and what happens to us, and, take full benefit from it.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you for coming in today. This is going to be a really, really fun week. Obviously, it's Lancer Days, and you get to go play homecoming on Saturday in front of a night game. Can you give me a message for Lancer Nation of what to expect this Saturday?
Yeah, I expect a very fun game. Obviously, we got two good teams that are going to head off here in a rivalry game, which always brings something special. We're going to be underneath the lights there, and I really highly recommend everybody coming out there. We may look a little bit different there on Saturday, as a little hint there. So. And I want to thank you for this energy drink. It's a great way to start Lancer Days of Homecoming Week.
You are so welcome. Blame Josh Lewis for that one.
Let's ride.
Don't you start with me. Don't you start with me. And that's going to do it for John Micheletti. His mic has been turned off. This is KYNT, the Lancer Locker. Appreciate you both for coming in. Josh Lewis still sitting here from earlier. Appreciate you guys for coming in.
Very much, Del. Have a good one.
This is the Lancer Locker. Let's go ahead and take a break, come back, finish things off. 6 p.m. Saturday, Lancers, Dakota Wesleyan rivalry game.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health, and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Oktoberfest is a brief moment of fall beer drinking beauty, so have Samuel Adams Oktoberfest on hand as the nights get cooler and the days a little shorter. Smooth taste with the roasty sweetness and light hop character that's only available for a short time. Kick off cooler weather with food and friends, and don't miss a moment with Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. Grab it while you can at your favorite place to buy beer.
This sports season, keep your athlete hydrated with sparkling ice. Choose from a rainbow of colors and flavors, each sourced from nature with vitamins, antioxidants, and zero sugar. Sparkling ice. Tease your taste buds with tropical flavor. And rehydrate with Prime Hydration. the perfect combination of flavor and function, changing how you refresh, replenish, and refuel. With 5 awesome flavors and no added sugar, you're getting the taste you want without anything you don't. Prime Hydration, the perfect boost for every endeavor.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
When you need to be sure, make it Sherco. For over 40 years, Sherco has been revolutionizing the tarping industry. From the original Sherlock side-to-side roll tarp to the 4500 series electric tarp to the ProTrap electric hoppers, Sherco has been exceeding the needs of farms and fleets across the U.S. and beyond. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at Sherco.com. Make it Sherco.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
He did not have to do that to me. John did not have to leave me with a let's ride at the end of that interview, but God, I guess I gotta take it. My Broncos, man, they make me sad. I am experiencing sadness. It's KYNT 102.1 FM, AM 1450. That's going to do it for the show today. Go over some of the upcoming athletics once again. The Lancer football team will play Saturday, 6 p.m. against Dakota Wesleyan. The Lancer volleyball team, they are going to be on the road Wednesday. They're going to take on Morningside in Sioux City. Soccer is going to be home Wednesday. They face Northwestern in a doubleheader starting at 5. The men are going to play first. Cross country, their next meet is not until October 7th, so they've got a week off. Go to the Briarcliff Invite next week. And then Mount Marty men's and women's golf, once again, 2-day Hastings Invite, day 1 today, day 2 tomorrow. We'll have results on KYNT in the morning and over the next couple of days. Once again, my name is Tel Tanner. This is the Lancer Locker. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It was a fun show today. We're going to have another fun one next week and a nice week in Lancer Athletics. It's homecoming. It's Lancer Days. My name's Tel Tanner. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.